Welcome back to another episode of Health is Wealth. And thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. And as always, I am beyond grateful and thankful for each and every one of your support and hope you're finding value from these episodes. As I share, some thoughts, things that I'm learning along my own journey in life, things that I'm relearning, things that I'm looking at through a new perspective. And again, really hope that maybe you take something from the things that I share here, perhaps some inspiration, motivation, maybe you're learning something for the first time, or maybe re-looking at something, differently through a different point of view. And if anything, maybe just to get to know me a little bit more and understand who I am and the mission that I am on my own journey in life here. And so for this week's episode, what I wanted to talk about was just something that I felt was on my heart and wanted to bring up. And it was about be the good, right? And the reason I was thinking about this is because this is something that, is really at the core of what I'm doing, and the things that I'm trying to better in myself, right? And although I'm on this mission to better the quality of my life and to better my circumstances and a lot of different things in my life, the message behind all of it and the thing I think about the most behind all of it is being good, right? Being a good person, setting a good example, being a good role model, being just a good influence to others, right? And the reason I think about this a lot right now is because I believe, we can use more of that in this world, right? There's never not enough of the good, of being good in this world, standing by something that you believe in that's right, trying to do good in this world, trying to be, a person of good standards who's just trying to do the right thing, be, the right person. And again, really just put some positive and good, examples out into this world, because we all know there's enough examples, there's enough influences, of bad, right? Of people who, or things that, could lead people down a destructive route in life, down the wrong path, be bad influences and so forth. And so we could always use more people just, being the good, being the example, being the standard. And like I said, for me, this is something I'm always thinking about at the core of everything that I'm doing, and reminding myself, as I do things, as I get myself involved in stuff, habits and all these different things, everything's about, what kind of example, what kind of message am I conveying with these things and examples that I am setting for others? And it's really important to me now because, to be honest with you, I was on the other side of all that so many years ago, not the best of influence, right? Not really doing my best to put good out into the world. Probably more of showing you bad examples and what not to be and who not to be. And although this was so long ago, nonetheless, it was a part of who I once was, not making the best of decisions, right? Again, not being a good role model or example or influence or any of that. And although, very not proud of things that I've done in my past and roads that I've gone down, I more have now openly accepted that it was just a part of my journey. It wasn't who I was forever, It was a part of who I guess I was, but it's allowed me to lead me to who I am now, and really sit with these thoughts now and think about, who I once was in a past life, and the person I really am now, and how much change I've gone through myself. And I just realized, right, because I was a bad example, because, I was a bad influence, wasn't really down the best of roads, how much that could have influenced, others to maybe go down a bad road or make poor choices or not make good decisions and things of that nature. And I never want anybody to ever look at the things I do now and ever take after something that I'm doing and it lead them down a bad road or suffer the quality of their life in any which way, which is why this is all so important to me personally, to be the good. And I think we all have such an amazing opportunity to be that. And it's really not that hard, right? Sometimes I don't think we take it for what it is, realizing just how good of an influence we can be to other people in this world. Just again, really being the example and being the good that this world needs, with so much that happens, with so many examples of what not to be and who not to be. We can always use one more person, who's willing to stand against that grain and be the role model and stand above a lot of, the bad that's out in the world and be the example that other people could look to and look up to and be that influence and really just put the positive in this world, right? Again, just by being the best of who you can be, right? By engaging in things in your own world and your own life that are only going to help create and build other people up and really build this world up to what it can be and the potential that we have as human beings. And, that's why for me, this sits so close to me because with everything I do, it's something I think about, as far as is this something I'm proud of? Is this something that somebody can look at and be like, I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to, be someone who's in doing those kind of things because it's going to better the quality of my life. It's going to better the quality of who I am and so forth, right? And it's such a difference, in being the good and how it makes you feel and the ability it has to help push somebody else to strive for better in this world. And it'll always be something that I am at the forefront thinking about myself. And again, it really calls for a lot of different things, So I watch a lot about the actions I'm taking, my emotions and how I'm controlling them, how I speak, how I treat people. Again, the physical things that I'm doing in my life, and are they productive? Are they serviceful? Are they bringing good to this world? Are they bringing a positive message? Are they bringing something, out in front to where somebody could see and get inspired and motivated to do something for themselves? And so I challenge you, be the good that this world needs. Be the good, in your life, to be that good for somebody else around you. Because you have such an ability to do that, to be that person, and to understand how it could affect somebody around you, how it can affect people around you. I think it's something we shouldn't take for granted. We each have that ability, right? And again, it takes being that standard, right? We talk about setting the standard and being the standard, and a lot of that sometimes takes a self-reflection and checking our habits and checking who we are, checking how we speak, checking the activities we engage in, the things we do, how we live our lives. And for me, it always challenges me to step it up just a little bit further, because at the core of anything, I want people to be, when they look at me, to be like, you know what, that's a good dude. He's trying to be a better person. He's trying to be a good person. He's trying to do good in this world. He's trying to set good examples. And that will ever be at the core of everything that I personally do. And just, again, thought it was something that, was on my heart to share with everybody else and really challenge you today. Be that good in this world that we all need and could use more of, because not only could it better the quality of your own life, but with that power, have the ability to change somebody else's life, to do better in their life, to create better in their life. And I hope nobody out there is, really doing things intentional to destroy somebody else's life, to send somebody else down a wrong path. Sometimes we're doing things unintentionally, not realizing the effect that it could have, could have on somebody else's life, right? Maybe you got some not so great habits or setting some not good examples, but don't really realize it. And you never know who could be picking up on those, who could be seeing those things and modeling those things. And it's not really serving them. It's not really making them a better person. And so all of this is just to bring awareness, right, to who we are, what we believe and what we stand for, the things we do, how we conduct ourselves in life. And again, really just challenge each and every one of you, be the good in this world today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another week's episode of Health is Wealth, and we will see you on the next